Let's talk about one of the wildest stories in the Indian startup world. For years, one of the biggest, most popular companies in the country was also its biggest financial punchline. A company that was absolutely famous for one thing: losing truly staggering amounts of money. This is the story of how that company, Zomato, pulled off what honestly seemed like an impossible turnaround. For nearly a decade, this was the go-to joke in finance circles anytime someone brought up Zomato. And it wasn't just a funny line. That was the crazy part. It was basically true. We all use the app, we all love the convenience. But behind the scenes, it was a cash-burning machine that seemed destined to just, burn out.
So how on earth did they do it? That's the billion-dollar question we're going to break down right now. Because Zomato didn't just get lucky and stumble into profitability. No, they executed a radical, probably painful, and absolutely brilliant strategy that changed the entire game.
To really appreciate the genius of what they did, you first have to understand just how fundamentally broken the old Zomato was. Just imagine a business built on a mountain of investor cash with one tiny little problem: absolutely no clear path to ever making that money back.
This right here says it all. Zomato was the poster child for what people called the startup bonfire. It was a service everyone loved, everyone used, but pretty much no one in the financial world actually believed it could be a real, sustainable business. The goal wasn't profit, it was just pure, unrestrained, pedal-to-the-metal growth.
So why? Why was it so unprofitable? Well, it boils down to one thing. Zomato was locked in a brutal, seemingly endless war with its biggest rival, Swiggy. And this was a war fought with pretty much only one weapon: discounts.
This was the mantra back then, right? Growth at all costs. The whole philosophy wasn't about building a healthy business. It was a land grab. The goal was simple: get more users, more restaurants, and more cities than the other guy, bleed them dry, and just hope you're the last one standing at the end.
And this leaky bucket analogy is just perfect. Think about it. You pay, say, 300 rupees for an order, but by the time Zomato paid the restaurant, paid the delivery person, and gave you a discount to get you to order in the first place, they were actually losing money on your order. Yeah, you heard that right. They were literally paying you to use their service.
And then, everything changed. The music stopped. After Zomato had its IPO and went public, the new investors were not nearly as patient as the old ones. They sent a crystal clear message: the party's over. The era of just growing without making any money was officially dead. Zomato had a choice: figure out how to make a profit or die.
So, with their backs against the wall, Zomato didn't just tweak a few things. They orchestrated a complete reinvention of the company. This wasn't just one magic trick. It was a carefully crafted playbook designed to completely re-engineer the business from the ground up.
And this was their playbook. 4 key moves, each one designed to plug a massive leak in their sinking ship and start building a profitable fortress. So let's break down exactly how they pulled it off.
First up is the platform fee. And this move, honestly, is just pure genius in how simple and effective it was. It almost single-handedly kickstarted their journey to making money, and most of us barely even noticed. Here's what they did. They started adding a tiny, flat platform fee. At first, it was just 2 or 3 rupees to every single order. Now, this isn't a delivery fee. It's just a small charge for using the platform. And it was so small that, let's be honest, you probably didn't even notice it, right?
But wait, here's the crazy part. That tiny, almost insignificant fee, when you multiply it by the millions and millions of orders they process every single day, it becomes a mind-blowing 3 crore rupees. And that's not revenue, that's almost pure profit. Every single day. This one tiny, simple change laid the entire foundation for their new financial health. It's just absolutely brilliant.
Okay, next up, the Blinkit acquisition. Now, what's so fascinating here is the difference between what everyone else saw and what Zomato was planning. When they bought Blinkit, the market hated it. Seriously. They saw Zomato just doubling down on another business that was losing a ton of money. But Zomato saw something else. They saw a high-margin convenience goldmine. They knew the real profit in 10-minute delivery isn't the groceries. It's the stuff you need right now. An iPhone charger, a last-minute gift, premium cosmetics, things with way better margins than food.
Now let's talk about Zomato's secret weapon, the thing most of us never even see. It's called Hyperpure. This is so smart. While Zomato and Swiggy were out there fighting this bloody war for your dinner order, Zomato was quietly going in through the back door and becoming the main supplier for the restaurants themselves. This creates an incredible B2B moat.
Think about it. A restaurant can switch delivery ops easily, but changing the supplier for all their fresh ingredients, that's a massive pain. It locks them into the Zomato ecosystem and creates a stable revenue stream that has nothing to do with the delivery wars.
And finally, they had to fix their loyalty program. The old Zomato Pro was a classic money loser. It was basically just a discount coupon that bled cash. The new Zomato Gold is way smarter. It's designed to find and reward their best, most frequent customers, making them feel like VIPs, while also steering them towards more profitable habits. It's not about giving away free stuff anymore. It's about building smart, profitable loyalty.
So you put all these pieces together, the fees, Blinkit, Hyperpure, and it all led Zomato to a huge aha moment, a fundamental realization that has completely redefined their entire strategy for the future. And this, right here, is the most important takeaway of this whole story. Zomato realized who they really are. They are not a food tech company. The battle for food delivery was a low-margin, brutal fight. Their real superpower, their unbeatable advantage, was the massive, complex logistics network they had built to win that war. That huge army of riders, the network of warehouses from Blinkit, the millions of users on the app, that whole infrastructure can deliver you a Barini, sure, but it can also deliver you a bottle of shampoo, a new t-shirt, and your groceries, all in under 20 minutes. That's the new war they're fighting, the war for quick commerce.
And that brings us to the end of this incredible journey. Zomato's story is a masterclass in strategy, really. They transformed themselves from that leaky bucket we talked about into a powerful, profitable fortress.
This table just lays it all out so perfectly. The difference between the old Zomato and the new one is night and day. Before, they were obsessed with a vanity metric called gross order value, basically just how much money was flowing through the app, even if they were losing on every order. The new Zomato cares about one thing: contribution margin. That's just a fancy way of asking, does every single order we process actually make us money? It's a total shift from trying to look big to actually being strong.
So let's recap the playbook one last time. How'd they build the fortress? First, they created a stream of pure profit out of thin air with that tiny platform fee. Second, they bought their future with Blinkit, expanding into high-margin convenience. And third, they built that sticky, untouchable B2B moat with Hyperpure to lock in all their partners.
So in the end, Zomato proved that it isn't really a food tech company at all. It's a high-speed logistics and convenience empire that just happened to start with food. Which really leaves us with one big question. If they can deliver anything in under 20 minutes, what other industries could they disrupt next? For more deep dives that break down business strategies just like this one, make sure you subscribe to Finologix. Let's talk about one of the wildest stories